to my channel. In this video, I will share with you the recipe for a very beautiful open work crocheted model that I prepared with spaghetti yarn and pure cotton yarn. I want to show you the model closely. Would you like to see it? It is such a beautiful example. It is a very elegant work. Those who are starting to knit this for the first time, I'm sure they can do it very easily. A very nice example consisting of only 2 rows. I want to show you the other side right away. You can use it both sides. Look, both sides look really nice. You can use this work on blouses, sweaters, vests, and cardigans. Apart from this, you can make shawls. You can use it in runner work. It will be very nice. In other words, it was a very nice work that we can use in many places we can think of. It has an incredibly enjoyable production. I hope you like it and try it too. Before moving on to our detailed recipe, I would like to make a small request from you. I would be really happy if you could subscribe to our channel for free, like the video and leave your comments. Let's move on to our recipe. To describe our model to you, I will use Spaghetti Tomorrow's pure cotton yarn, which is 100% cotton. Its texture is close. In this way, I will have 3 millimeters in my crochet number. You can determine your own crochet number according to the thinness and thickness of your yarn, the frequency and looseness of your knitting. First, we start with the chain. After locking our first chain, then we pull our starting chains, making sure they are a little looser than the setting we knitted. Since we set up the model first, we won't waste any time counting the chains. Let's draw our starting chains so that they are approximately 5 to 10 centimeters larger than the size we want. If there is any remaining chain, we can remove it by cutting or disassembling it. Since we will describe our model in a small example, let this number of chains be enough for us. When I start, I usually use the reverse part of the chain. Look, you can dive directly into it this way. But in order to sink more easily, and for a better view, I turn my chain upside down. I wrap it around the beginning of my hook and start counting from the beginning chain. I leave 1, 2, 3, 4 chains and sink into the back cut line of the 5th chain. I remove the noose. I have 3 stitches. I'm filling up. I wrap them both together again. I prepare a double handrail by knitting them together. I chain 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm stuffing it into my crochet hook. I skip 1, 2, 3 chains at the bottom and make a loop by sinking into the back cut line of the 4th chain. I'm knitting a double handrail again. I'm filling up. I dip into the chain next to it again and knit another double handrail. So we will accept 1 handrail in the first 4 chains. We will continue knitting as 2 handrails with 4 chains, 2 handrails with 4 chains. We will leave 3 chain spaces at the bottom. We fill 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. We knit a double handrail by leaving 1, 2, 3 chains at the bottom and sinking into the back cut line of the 4th chain. We got around. We knit a handrail in a chain, that is 2 side-by-side handrails. On the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 chains, and we knit 2 side-by-side handrails on the 4th one. At the end, look, we finish the same way as we started, 2 handrails, 4 chains, 2 handrails, 4 chains. We finished our row by continuing and then knitting 2 handrails again. To go up, we pull 1, 2, 3 chains and turn the knitting music. We will accept a handrail in each of the 3 chains here. We wrapped it. Immediately leave the first gap and look. I'm leaving the first handrail because this is his handrail on 3 chains. Now leave the first space and move to the second space. I'm knitting a handrail directly by sinking. That is, I have 2 handrails on top of each other. Now here the model consists of 2 rows. I draw 3 chains and we will make the mesh row. After the 3 chains, we sink into the wide space of 4 chains and make a direct stitch. We have 2 loops. We wrap them around and knitted a single crochet by passing them through the 2. 1, 2, we complete 3 chains at the beginning of our crochet hook. We have 2 handrails side by side. We weave 2 side-by-side handrails right above them, 1, 2 right after the other. Now, since we are working on nets, the knitting will open up a little bit. Don't let this scare you. 1, 2, 3 chains. Immediately come to the chain of 4 and make a single crochet. 1, 2, 3 chains. We confirmed. we knit 2 side-by-side handrails on top of 2 side-by-side handrails. Look. Now the final point. 1, 2, 3 chains. Immediately make a single crochet directly into the space of 4 chains. I complete 1, 2, 3 chains. Now we will make the last 2 handrails at the end. I immediately put a double handrail on top of the first handrail that comes to mind. Look here, I'm knitting my banister by sinking into the chain that comes right after the banister. So, I knitted a banister with 2 ornaments. Now we pull 1, 2, 3 chains and turn our knitting. Look, this row opened like this. Now we will collect it in the 3rd row. I said that the model consists of 2 rows. Look at a row, a boxed row with 4 chains, and a row with a net. These 2 rows will repeat themselves over and over again. Now we return to the 1st row. We will repeat the 1st row. After 3 chains, we leave the 1st gap and sink into the 2nd gap and get 2 handrails on top of each other on the 2nd handrail. Then we fill in 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. The 3-chain elephant here and the single needle pass directly and look like 2 poles. Look, there are handrails side by side. This is with 4 chains. I step in and knit 2 handrails on top of each other, 2 handrails side by side. Look, we have repeated the bottom row. Now we are filling in 4 chains again. We immediately come to the 2 side by side handrails and knit 2 side by side handrails. Look, the banisters will never break. There will always be handrails on top of each other. Then I chain 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Look right at the end. There are 2 handrails side by side to the 1st handrail. One consists of a chain. First, we sink into the 1st handrail and make a handrail. Then there are 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. We complete the row by dipping into the chain and knitting the banister, which comes immediately after the banister. Look, the model is such an easy and enjoyable example. It consists of 2 rows. Now we repeated the 1st row. Now we will repeat the 2nd row. Let's do it once more. We draw 3 chains and turn our knitting. We leave the 1st gap and put the banister in the 2nd space. 123. We make a double point by pulling a chain. Look, come and single needle in the space of 4 chains here. Single needle 1, 2, 3 chain. We knit 2 handrails again on the trabzon hill where there are 2 chains. 1, 2, 3 chain. Look, I repeat the 2nd row in the same way. Single needle 1, 2, 3 chain. Immediately 2 side by side. I knit 2 handrails side by side on the standing trabzon hills again. 1, 2, 3 chain. Single needle 1, 2, 3 chain. And we have 2 handrails at the end. The last one consists of a chain. The 3rd chain that comes right after the handrail is sunk into it, and we knit a double handrail. Look, knitting in this row with mesh will open. But then, when we repeat the 1st row at the 4-chain point, the knitting will be collected. We turn our 1, 2, 3 knitting, leave the 1st space and place the handrail in the 2nd space. Then chain 1, 2, 3, 4. I immediately pass the net point and knit 2 side-by-side handrails on the tops of the 2 side-by-side handrails. And we finish in this order, see? 4 chains, 2 handrails side by side. A very enjoyable example. It is incredibly easy to make. Even those who start knitting for the first time will do it easily once they understand the logic. At this stage, if you think I knit too fast, you can slow down the video. Or, on the contrary, you can watch it at a faster pace. Look, we have established the model again. Look at the straight part, this side. While we are knitting the crochet straight, look, both sides can be used here. Actually, you can choose this side or this side, but since this side looks smoother, look, the model consists of 2 rows. He prepared our work by constantly repeating it in 2 rows. Our recipe was like this. I hope you like it and try it too. I wish good luck to those who will do it. Don't forget to like our video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye until we see you in the next video.